28. Let's go, Eagles! Let's go, let's go!
WJCL News presents Gridiron Live.
Good morning, football fans. Welcome to Gridiron Live. You know how we do this each and every Sunday morning. We're coming to you live from Wild Wing Cafe here in the heart of City Market, and we're here to do one thing and one thing only. Well, actually, there's a couple things.
I was going to say, we got a few things to do.
We're going to talk football. We're going to eat here in a little bit. We're going to hang out with some great folks, but first things first, let's get back to a busy Saturday. College football upsets all across the top 25, and of course, we're going to talk about some of those. We also got to focus in on our regional squads. Of course, you had Georgia at home against Vanderbilt, had Georgia Tech with a big matchup against Georgia Tech. You were at Savannah State for homecoming?
Savannah State homecoming, and that game pretty much over in the first half. Not surprising, or surprising a lot, but not a very great game for either squads in that game.
And I'm a little jet lagged because I flew out west with the Georgia Southern Eagles, traveled with the Eagles as they made their furthest road trip since 1999 when they traveled out to Oregon State. Saturday, the Eagles playing their third Sun Belt Conference matchup. They were in Las Cruces, New Mexico. New Mexico, it's the land of enchantment.
I was going to say, did you enjoy your time in New Mexico? You saw some mountains, maybe desert, I guess?
Saw some desert, some mountains. I saw the border with Mexico. I saw the fence.
You had some burritos or tacos, I'm sure.
We had some regular food for the Southwest, and of course, took in a football game. You had Georgia Southern taking on New Mexico State in the first ever matchup between the Eagles and Aggies. Let's go ahead and take a look back at all that action from Saturday afternoon. Georgia Southern making their longest road trip since Oregon State back in 1999. Eagles taking on New Mexico State in Las Cruces. The host Aggies jump out to the early lead. Xavier Hall on the 8-yard touchdown run with the point after was 7-0. New Mexico State looking for and getting more later in the first quarter. Larry Rose III with the 3-yard touchdown run, 14-0. Aggies, Eagles in the early hole. But in the second quarter, they get something going. L.A. Ramsby getting the call. He's going to pick up 46 yards on this nice long run, moving the ball deep into New Mexico State territory. Then on 4th and 3, the Eagles going to go for it. Kevin Scott going to get the needed yards, keeping the drive alive. Georgia Southern then going to get on the scoreboard. Kevin Ellison on the keeper. He goes 7 yards for the touchdown. Point after is blocked. It was 14-6. Then it was time for the defense to make a play. They do just that. Deshaunte Gallen with the interception for the Eagles. The turnover, it's going to lead to some points. Alex Hanks with the 23-yard field goal. It was 14-9. More from the Georgia Southern defense. Matt Dobson, he's going to come up with the INT this time. He's going to move the ball into Aggie territory. The pick, well, it's going to lead to another field goal from Alex Hanks, this one from 49 yards out. It was 14-12 at the half. Third quarter belonged to the Eagles. They cap off their opening drive of the second half with Ramsby scoring from 7 yards out. Georgia Southern grabbing their first advantage of the contest. After another Alex Hanks field goal, that was his third of the game, makes it 22-14. Eagles looking for some separation. Ellison with a nice pickup, moving the ball deep into Aggie territory. 3 plays later, Southern on the scoreboard once again. Ian Days getting in from a yard out. It was 29-14. Under 4 minutes left in the game, New Mexico State scores a touchdown to pull to within 29-21, but the Eagles right back on third down. Ellison keeps. He races 32 yards for the touchdown. Aggies would score a late touchdown, but it wouldn't be enough. Georgia Southern improves to 4-2 overall, 3-0 in Sun Belt Conference play with the 36-28 win over New Mexico State.
Times the defense didn't play well, the offense picked them up. Sometimes the offense wasn't playing well, the defense picked them up. Pretty good job in the kicking game overall, but we're just happy to go home with the W.
We love to win, just coming so far away from home in New Mexico. We always driving here, looking at the mountains what are we getting ourselves into? But, we came out here and just played hard, just did a great job executing what our coaches had planned for us.
It was a great win. It's always good to win a ball game. It was tough. They stayed in there with us. They played hard, but, we got the win at the end of the game.
Homecoming for the Savannah State Tigers. They're looking for their first win of the season, hosting Norfolk State. Cameron Maroof attempting a 49-yard field goal. This one hits off the crossbar, just short. Norfolk State's defense would keep the Tigers to just 13 yards rushing. Here they are getting Richard Williams in the backfield for the stop. Spartans threatening Tyler Clark to Isaac White for the 21-yard touchdown. It was 7-0 Norfolk State. On the ensuing kickoff, Ryan Lee will find some running room. He's going to go 57 yards before being knocked out of bounds. Then the Savannah State offense comes on the field. Leon Prunty going to find Jeremiah Harris for the 34-yard touchdown. That's tying the game up at 7. Spartans answering right back. Clark to White. 57-yard gain here for the visitors. Then Clark going to keep it, and he's in for the touchdown. This one, all the scoring being done in the first quarter. Savannah State falls to Norfolk State for homecoming. 14-7 the final from T.A. Wright Stadium. Up in Athens, Todd Gurley and the Georgia Bulldogs taking on Vanderbilt. 7-0 Dogs. Gurley getting a handoff. He goes right through the defense for the 14-yard score, his second touchdown of the day. Still in the first quarter, Hudson Mason to Chris Conley for the 44-yard touchdown strike. It was 21-0 to Georgia. 21-7. Gurley taking the snap. He's going to throw it. Todd Gurley can do it all. He's going to complete the 50-yard pass. That's going to lead to another touchdown. Third quarter, 27-10 now. Devin Bowman going to pick off Stephen Rivers, and he's going to take it back 63 yards. The pick six. Oh, Georgia was cruising. They roll over Vanderbilt. 44-17, the final. A whiteout in Atlanta. Georgia Tech hosting the Miami Hurricanes. First quarter, no score. Brad Kaya is going to hit Braxton Berrios for the 21-yard touchdown. Hurricanes going to take the 7-0 lead. Late first quarter now, tied at 7. Duke Johnson takes the handoff left. He's going to go 24 yards to the end zone. Miami retakes the lead. It was 14-7. Second quarter, same score. Tony Zenon going to take the pitch left. He's going to go 6 yards for the touchdown. Yellow Jackets going to tie things up at 14. Early third quarter, still tied. B.J. Bostic finds the 2 yards needed for the touchdown. Georgia Tech on top for the first time in this game. It was 21-14. Fourth quarter now, Tech up 21-17, and Dion Hill going to get Tech's fourth rushing touchdown of the contest. This one goes from 8 yards out. Georgia Tech with a big win over Miami, 28-17. The Yellow Jackets now 5-0 on the season.
And South Carolina playing Kentucky. South Carolina would lose in the final minutes of this game to Kentucky, and also Clemson rolling over North Carolina in this game. But we had a lot of big matchups, as you said. And Frank, you look a little different. I think we got some facial hair going here.
Yes, my, how things have changed in just a matter of 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes. This is all we grew.
That's how we grow it here in Savannah. No, the folks at Wild Wing getting ready for Beertoberfest coming up here in a couple weekends. That's the weekend of October 7th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. All kind of fun activities, including a lot of facial hair. I think you got the guy who had the biggest sideburns ever, like a world record or something. He's gonna be judging. They're gonna have a facial hair.
I mean, it's called Beardtoberfest,
Yeah.
but really it's beards and mustaches.
Beards and mustaches, and it's all for.
So you have some time, Frank, to grow a beard.
I may go for a couple of days here and see what kind of growth we can get. I'll tell you what, coming up on the flip side, though, we're not going to grow any facial hair that fast, but we do a lot of high school football to talk about. Also got to introduce you to this week's Enmark High School Football Player of the Week, all that and much more. Oh, and we got wing eating.
Yeah, don't forget about the wing eating.
That's right. We're just minutes away from round 4 of that contest. All that and much more when Gridiron live from Wild Wing Cafe continues. Stick around.
This is Marvin Lewis, head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, and you're watching Gridiron Live with Big Frank and Stephanie.
WJCL News presents Gridiron Live.
Welcome back to Gridiron Live, as always, live from Wild Wing Cafe in City Market. Now, while Frank, you were out traveling with the Eagles, we were here working, as always, on Friday night, going out to get all those high school football games. A lot of good matchups on Friday, so let's take a look at some of the action.
We start things off at our Chevy Tailgate Tour Game of the Week. Benedictine at Wayne County in the first here. This is going to be Chris Harris with the touchdown. That's going to make it 7-0 Cadets early. Next possession for the Cadets now. Stevie Powers is going to find Brad Stewart, who is going to pick up the first down for the Cadets. Next play, Powers looking to go deep this time, but this one is going to be intercepted by Isaiah Kincaid as the Yellow Jackets take over possession. On 3rd and short, the BC defense showing how tough they are, not giving up an inch here, forcing Wayne County to punt the ball. Now on a 3rd and long, BC Powers with a nice pass to Brad Stewart. He's going to get the first down and more. On 4th down, though, the pass will be complete, but Melvin Yoder will be there for the tackle, and the Cadets will be short of the first down marker. But the Yellow Jackets, their first play, Nick Bells going long, but this one is going to be picked off by Drew Wirtz. Benedictine, they go on to win this one all in the second half, 34-14, the final. Homecoming for Richmond Hill as they take on the Effingham County Rebels. The Rebels with the ball first to start the 3rd quarter, tied at 14. Phillip Brown calls his own number and is going to pick up the first down. Then it's the Wildcats' turn as Aaron Cheek, he has an interception here, and he's going to take this one way into enemy territory. Next up, the check down goes to James McGowan, who goes over the middle to get Richmond Hill knocking at the door, and then Ronnie Harris is going to get the call, and he ends up bouncing this one to the outside and is in for the score. Effingham, though, they pull back late in this one and go on to win 24-20, the final. Southeast Bullock hosting Beach and leading 21-0 late in the first half. Beach looking to make a dent in the scoreboard before halftime, but the quarterback, Leonard Brown, is going to fumble, and Southeast Bullock will recover. The Bulldogs, they do start to climb back early in the 3rd. Leonard Brown to Brandon Roseman for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion was no good, so it will be 21-6 Southeast Bullock. It looked like the Yellow Jackets were going to answer right back. Michael Davis's run puts SEB in business at the 35. The drive, though, would stall. The Yellow Jacket defense showing how tough they are, trying to stop a Bulldog comeback. Ryan Ruckus with the nice open field tackle here. And then, but the Bulldogs, they don't go away. It's going to be Keontae Lapsty finishing the drive off with the touchdown. A 2-pointer failed again, 21-12, and that's the way it would stay. Southeast Bullock wins by that score. Hilton Head at Hanahan, an early kickoff at Wiley Knight Stadium. They didn't beat the rain, though. Hilton Head starts out well in this one. Quarterback Aiden Haggerty pitches to Tyler Hamilton and makes it a long way to the house. And 7-0 just like that, Hilton Head. But Hanahan comes back in this one. Wild play here, Hilton Head punting away. The punt is blocked, a beautiful block picked up by Jerry Bailey in the end zone for the touchdown. And just like that, we're all tied up. More Hanahan, Walt Fagan. He goes deep to Sam Denmark. Week after week, this guy turning in impressive touchdowns like that. Hanahan goes on to win it 21-10, the final.
And staying with the high school football, time now to introduce you to this week's Enmark Player of the Week. He is Ryan Barrett of Hilton Head Christian High School. Take a look. Things look bleak for the Hilton Head Christian Eagles. Trailing Bethesda Academy by 22 points in the 4th quarter, the Eagles appeared to be on their way to their 3rd loss of the season.
We could either, put our tail between our legs and give up, or we can come back out and make a game of it.
But then something clicked. The Eagles rattled off score after score, and when the dust settled, Christian had come from behind to pick up a 67-54 victory over the Blazers. Eagle quarterback Ryan Barrett would finish the game with 462 yards passing, and he would account for 7 touchdowns. The huge performance earning him Enmark Player of the Week honors.
Everything was working. The line giving me time to make plays. Our receivers going up and getting the ball and making people miss in the open field. It was just, everything was working on offense.
After leading the Eagle comeback on offense, Barrett sealed the victory for Christian with a 75-yard interception return for a touchdown in the final minute of the game.
It was a pretty good 4th quarter, and putting up 41 points in the 4th quarter is something that I don't think any of the kids or myself will forget anytime soon.
Okay, now here's a look at this week's Edmark Player of the Week nominees. Effingham running back Naeem Bartley had 220 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Rebels' win over Richmond Hill. Cadet quarterback Stevie Powers threw for 306 yards on 16 completions and had 1 touchdown in Benedictine's win over Wayne County. Bethesda's Trevin Prey had 7 carries for 134 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns in Bethesda's 70-8 win. And Claxton's Cornelius Taylor had 261 yards of offense with 4 touchdowns in the Tigers' win over Portal. As always, vote on WJCL.com. But coming up, we're going to have the final qualifying round of the wing eating contest, so stick around for Gridiron Live. We'll be right back.
WJCL News presents Gridiron Live.
Welcome back to Wild Wing Cafe for Gridiron Live here in City Market. We've got our final qualifying round. One more person is going to be into our final round of the wing eating contest. Of course, today on the line, a $25 gift certificate and a spot in that final. And we have 4 competitive eaters here ready to eat as many wings as they can in 2 minutes. Of course, as always, 5 Braveheart, 20 regular wings. So everybody's ready to eat. And it's going to get a little messy here. But first off, let's introduce who we've got competing today. What is your name and where are you from?
Justin Ward, Savannah, Georgia.
Rob Nye, Savannah, Georgia.
All right, we got 2 more over here. And first of all, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Eric, and I'm from Germany.
You can see we brought international talent in this morning, so it's going to be a surprise to see how things roll out. Sir, your name and where are you from?
Zach from Detroit, Michigan.
Wow.
Michigan. I'm telling you, we got folks coming in from all over the world to have this world-famous wing eating
World-famous wing eating competition.
All right, so again, here are the rules real quick. We're going to give you the Cliff Notes version of it. 2 minutes, as many wings as you can eat. Strip that meat from the bone. You got 5 of the hot wings. Those count 2 points each. Those are the Bravehearts. Then you got the regular wings. Those count 1 point each. And we're going to count up all the bones, and somebody's moving on to next week's final.
Someone's moving on.
Big prize, big gift certificate on the line. So time to shut up and let you guys open your mouth and do your thing. So, everybody, when we count this thing down, we need you to cheer for your favorite eater. All right, 3, 2, 1, commence eating. Wow, I've never seen one wing go. Look at that.
Wow. There is some competition here.
See, now here's what you got. And we were asked, what happens if there's a tie? What happens if the same amount of wings are... Then we go to style.
Go to style. You got to eat whoever ate the most meat off of the bones.
Yeah,
you know.
You got to have style when you're cramming wings down your throat. So again, if there is a tie.
1:30 left.
30 left. Dig deep. See, we got some. Are we going with the Bravehearts here?
Oh yeah, the Bravehearts over here are going down.
Here. So there's strategy. We've got half and half. We got some going with the Bravehearts.
It's all about strategy. It's all this. We got someone drinking ranch down here. Must be getting a little too hot.
I'm calling my German friend down here. This is the blitzkrieg here of going now with the hottest of the hots.
1 minute left. 1 minute.
2 going on the second.
We almost got all the Bravehearts gone over here, though.
You know, if you really want some style points, somebody needs to eat celery at some point. Somebody's there for a
well,
reason.
those are just, moral points, or, just to feel better about yourself after eating all these wings.
All right, again, this is where
45 seconds.
Dig deep, 45 seconds. Oh, the hot wings.
Oh, I got one set of Bravehearts gone over here.
Wow, Braveheart's gone?
Gone. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Dig deep. Go to the have-tos right about now. Fight through it.
15 seconds. 15 seconds. And then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wings down.
Wings
there we go.
down.
The 4th and final qualifying round is in the can. We're going to step away. We're going to count up the bones. We're going to have the winner coming up. That's when Gridiron Live for Wild Wing Cafe continues. Stick around. So for the first time in our qualifying rounds, we've actually had a tie. 2 gentlemen, both racking up 13 points, so we had to go to the style points. And again, we just talked about it. Style points are how good you looked eating, how good you look after you're done eating, and more importantly, the meat left on the bone. That's very critical to this if you're going to eat wings. As you can see, got a little bit of meat there. See, you got a little bit of meat in the middle, and that's really not cleaning the wing to the bone. Now here, that's about that's putting on a clinic. That's how you eat some wings. So we do have our final qualifier for today's wing eating contest.
That's right. It's going to be Zach. Zach, a Lions fan from Michigan. Do you travel around the country to kind of do wing eating contests?
I do not. I live in Savannah. I've been here 15 years, but via Detroit, so I got to give it a shout out.
Is this your first wing eating competition?
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely.
So what was your strategy? Did you go with all the Braveheart first, or did you mix it up?
I was just watching him and trying to keep one ahead, but yeah.
It worked out for you.
Braveheart was what did it, so yeah.
All right, so Zach is into the finals. Again, the finals coming up next Sunday. Stephanie, real quick, go ahead and talk about the Beardtoberfest coming up.
We've got Beardtoberfest in 2 weeks. It's a full weekend of beard competition. We actually have a big beard contest on Saturday where we have our celebrity guest judge. His name's Bill Mitchell. He's the 2011 World Sideburns Champion. He's also in the Hunger Games.
Very good. We're going to talk much more about that next week. Thanks for joining us for Gridiron Live from Wild Wing Cafe.